NFTs have and continue to be one of the biggest talking points of 2021 when it comes to investing. It doesn't really seem like it's going to slow down in the future either. So I'm going to give you some reasons today as why you should do your own research and how this is going to be the next step for the internet. Welcome everyone, my name is Andy and I appreciate you taking some time out of your day to come and watch this video on the channel. We are going to be talking about NFTs today, and something I've been heavily invested in doing more research on and just understanding as a whole. Now I'm not going to give a sort of overview or basics of NFTs, plenty of other channels who do that fairly well, but what I will do is I'll leave some links down below if you are just completely new to the whole game, and here I'm just going to give some reasons as to why I believe you should get involved. The first one is that big companies are starting to get on board. There always comes a point where something has to really show that it has longevity. And when big companies want to get involved, they need to understand that it's actually going to benefit them in the long run. Remember, no company is going to get into any project whatsoever if it's not going to benefit them massively, either financially or just in a PR standard. There's no point for a company to get into something that's going to give them negative PR. Now, there's some companies, of course, that use tactics to get everyone riled up to actually make them start talking about them. But for the most part, companies want good PR. Companies want good people who are actually invested in their own company. So they're not going to choose something that will completely diminish all of their loyal base. Vivi is one of the best examples for this so far. But I'm actually going to talk about something that happened today as well. It will show there's still large companies today looking to get in and have actually got in. Vivi itself is an NFT collectible platform. Now granted, right now you can't take money out of the platform, but there is massive potential for this project. Marvel have signed with them, DC, Cartoon Network, Star Trek, Kung Fu Panda. There's over 100 brands signed with Vivi already. And this is including as well some incredible artists like Jermaine Rogers, Frank Kozik, and so many more who are actually being shown off on a platform where you can collect these NFTs for yourself. There was a tweet I saw a while back, and if I can find it, I'll put it on the screen right now. It talked about someone who's been in the room where Marvel are trying to decide whether or not they want to invest in a project or not. Now they have a variety of lawyers who all have to accept that this is going to be the case and we are going to move forward with this project. And I know for Vivi, this would have been the case too, because NFTs are fairly new to everyone. So they're going to go very in depth as to what this can actually bring for the company and if it's actually worth their investment. And if they all accepted that, then that is why they're on the platform and that is why they have agreed to do so. Every single project that Vivi has released so far with Marvel during Marvel Month has sold out in less than a day. And the Spider-Man NFT, I expected to be on the platform for over a week or two, as there's still some from the DC aspect that haven't sold out just yet, but they sold out in an instant. And with the comic books being released as well, they have sold out in a maximum of 2 minutes over 3 days. And that is from 170,000 comic books being sold in less than 5 minutes overall over a course of 3 days. If that doesn't show you there is demand for something like this, even when you cannot take it off the platform just yet, I don't know what does. This also means that companies know they can make money off their own IP. Just like when Disney are selling their merch or anything on other platform, they know that their investment is going to be worthwhile. And they would not sign contracts with these companies if they didn't think that was going to be the case. Another really interesting thing that happened today was that Visa, MasterCard bought a CryptoPunk for $160,000 if I'm not mistaken. Visa. The company Visa bought a CryptoPunk today for $160,000. Visa started in 1958. They have been around for a long time. They know what they're doing and they're still thriving today. If this doesn't show you that NFTs in the crypto world is actually going to be a part of the future, then there can be nothing else that can scream in your face that will tell you that won't be the case. So we've talked about big companies getting involved. And again, that may not sway you in thinking that you need to get involved yourself, as you may believe that the big companies are just going to buy the better things and then you're not going to be able to afford them and all that sort of stuff. So let's talk about a digitalized world. We all know the future is moving to digital. Everything that you used to do on paper is done online. And there's only a rare few things that you still need to do in person, face to face, on a piece of paper. We have moved to create the world a safer place, help the environment through going digital. Of course, there's some issues right now with Ethereum and gas fees causing huge environmental problems, and why a lot of the projects that are truly being backed are moving into the carbon neutral area, just like Vivi. Everything is going to become digitalized, and you are going to be able to own and show off your personality through that. Gary Vee done a video a while back talking about this and how everyone is going to want to show off who they are as a person through the NFTs and the collectibles that they own, because it's just like social media and it's just like physical collections. You are your own personality through what you own in that aspect, and your social media shows that off. So by being able to see what people are through their own digital collectibles, they are going to want to show that person off, where they've been, what communities they're a part of, and who they can connect with through the digital world. Things like tickets to movie premieres, music festivals, passes to football games and American football games, video games being involved in the NFT space. There is so much that is going to become digitalized. You'll be able to pre-order a game and get a free NFT with that game. You go to a music concert, you already have to scan the barcode you've got on your phone, but then you're going to be able to get a collectible showing proof that you were at this concert, and maybe even a picture attached to it as well. There is so much that the world is doing that is moving towards the digital aspect. Everything is going to become this front because it will be easier, it will be cost effective, and it will create community within brands and products. If you are sleeping on this right now, then you are naive to the fact that the world is moving in this direction. The internet bubble only started in the early 2000s, as well as social media coming into play. People were terrified of this. People were terrified of the internet. People were terrified of social media. People are terrified of NFTs and digital world because it's moving fast and it's changing fast, and that should be a great sign that this is where the world is actually going. Third and final thing I'm going to talk about today is there's serious money opportunity in this space right now. There's no denying that you can make a lot of money being a creator, an investor, or just wanting to be a part of a community that is growing and thriving. It can make life-changing money in the matter of seconds, just purely what you get on your screen, and that is absolutely crazy to me. However, of course, there's downfalls to this, and just as fast as it can rise, it can fall. NFTs are certainly in a boom right now, where everyone wants to get involved and all companies are spreading everything they possibly can to get their name out there in this front. It does mean that only a few small percentage of products and companies will actually succeed and be completely successful in this field over the long run, because most are just going to drift into the background and not really be sought after. Right now, the supply and demand is balancing out fairly well, as there's so many new projects but so many people who are wanting to get involved, and we really are still in the early adopter phase. Most people are scared of this, and there's only going to be quite a small percentage of you who this video will even be recommended to, as most don't have a clue what NFTs are, have never searched about them, and just frankly don't care to learn more. The fact that you're even watching this video or have seen a recommendation for this video shows that you are a very small percentage of people who have begun to learn early. There was something that I'd watched last night, and it was about Kobe Bryant talking about how he became one of the best in the game of basketball. And he said that the thing that always was an outlier was that he started earlier than everyone else. How can I become better? Start earlier. Now, of course, sport and learning about NFTs is a little bit different, but it really does go for everything that you do in life. The way to become better than someone else is to start earlier than someone else, and then you learn more and gain more experience through that. Learn now, you will reap the massive rewards in the future if you do so. Because this is so volatile and it doesn't move the way stocks do, it can be hard to choose which projects are actually going to benefit you the most and which to actually become a part of. Stocks often move in various forms for a variety of reasons, whereas NFTs themselves move purely based on supply and demand. Do people want them, and are people actually willing to pay what you are pricing them at? There are some other aspects towards it that actually drive the supply and demand up, but as a basic term, that is usually how they go compared to the stock market. For me, with any investment that you ever make, it's a risk. Anything that you spend financial wealth on is a risk at the end of the day. And I am just really excited to be a part of this. I have seen some communities absolutely thrive through this project so far. I am involved in, I'd say, around 3 to 5 NFT or crypto projects itself. All have their own really unique and thriving aspect about them, and I'm going to be talking about them more on the channel here. So if you do want to learn what I've been learning and help me become better in this space, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'd love to get to know you and really put myself further into this NFT and crypto world. I know the video on the screen right now will be something that you are going to love to watch, and I hope you have a fantastic day.